there's a movement slowly sweeping the United States and the UK called evidence-based. It started with medicine. And what the problem with medicine is, too many MDs were going on the basis of one or two experiences, successful ones they had, to make prescriptions, to do operations, etc. And bad things were happening. So there's this famous report that came out about 5 years ago, I believe, called the Cochrane Report. And it's for MDs around the world to have a checklist that's based on evidence. Now, what's evidence in science? If two or more researchers come up with the same conclusion independently, then it's called evidence as opposed to my experience or my anecdote or this is what I did, etc. So the whole thing around science is replication. And the idea around replication is just because Gary Latham can do it, that can reflect art. Can you get the same result if you follow the same procedures as Gary Latham, Jack Welch, Lee Iacocca, etc.? Makes sense? So here's what I did in the book. I took principles, techniques that have been shown to work again and again and again. And I chose techniques that all of you can use without hiring a consultant. Now, I'm glad to give you my phone number if you think I'm wrong. If you go through the book, you'll see it was co-published by SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Management. So sure, I wrote it for HR. And again, I'm just repeating myself. I wrote it for you in HR, so you've got evidence when someone in the C-suite or below challenges your opinion. You can say, look, this is based on fact. Now, what differentiates this book from the academics is, in the academic books, it has parentheses like, the world is round, parentheses, Columbus, 1492. And it just drives normal people crazy. So what I did is I went, Columbus discovered America, 1492 is actually Cuba, and then I put a little footnote, and you can turn to the back and see the references in the journals. And then if someone says, I don't believe you, you can simply take out the reference and say, look, this is based on fact, this is based on evidence, and it isn't just one person who found this piece of evidence, it's lots and lots and lots. So here's the latest, greatest. A theory of leadership, a theory of motivation, it's in the book, around how do you get a sense of fairness in your organization. So in addition to being fair, if I ask you to raise your right hand, cross your heart, hope to die, are you fair with your folks? Or do you play favorites, do you play games? And I think almost all of you can raise your hand and say, yes, truly, I can look myself in the mirror. I am fair with my folks. And the bad news is that's not sufficient. In addition, you need to take steps to be seen as fair. So how do we do it? Well, there's 4 broad questions. And they're asked as questions by whom? Your employees who report to you, not you. So here's the first question, and it's not all that interesting. Who got what? In theory, it's called distributive justice. What was distributed to whom? Who got more Christmas presents, your sister or you? Who got the corner office? Who got promoted? Who got demoted? Who got what? Distributed justice is simply what the name applies. What was distributed to whom? Who got what? The next one is called procedural justice. And the name says it all. Do you as parents, do you as leaders have procedures in place, processes, systems, for determining who got what? And here's the big news based on lots and lots and lots of data. It's procedural justice that's far more important than who got what. If the folks who report to you understand the procedures you have in place, then odds are high all is well. So once you understand in plain English how the game is played, I go into Roger. I go, Roger, I thought I was your favorite. But you get that on the camera. Roger, I thought I was your favorite. Why would you give Glenn White less classes than I? Well, once he explains, Gary, what Glenn did enabled me to, well, then I understand the procedure. Plain English, I understand how the game is played at Rotman. And then I go, it's fair, even though the outcome was I got a raw deal relative to Glenn White. Make sense to you? So what your people first thing they're going to ask, were there procedures? And as soon as you say no, but trust us, I promise you, trust is going this way, not that way. So that old line, as Mom or Dad said, or as the Dean says, or as the CEO says, senior management team say, trust us, we know what we're doing, don't count on it, it won't happen in the workforce.